Welcome to this DaVinci Resolve Fusion node breakdown. Today's node is the Locator 3D node. So we're going to jump into Fusion and we've got our little scene set up. We've got a camera, we've got an ambient light off in the distance here somewhere, a little cube and a spotlight. Now this green line right here that we see on the side of our camera is just showing that we've got some animation. So if you look in our render view and I just play it, all we got is our camera animating from the left to the right and kind of turning a little bit. Nice and simple. So let's say on our image we needed to add other elements, whether it's 2D, 3D, it really doesn't matter. But let's say we wanted to put something on this point to be attached to this point. We could simply just attach a 3D object, but we could get this location data not from our cube, but we can use the Locator 3D node to place data. So let's go ahead and hit Shift Space and type a Locator 3D, and we're going to add our Locator 3D node. And what this node is doing is it's transforming a point in 3D space to 2D coordinates. And it has to have a camera node. And it needs to know the size of our image. So it can place that locator or that location in a specific place within our camera view. So we need to make sure our locator node is after our camera. So we're going to go ahead and place it right here. So now it's picking up that camera data. And it knows by default the size right here. And if we go to the camera settings on our locator node, and you can see it's selecting our camera by default because we only have one. If you have multiple cameras, you can select which camera it is. And it's picking up that width and height of our image, of our camera image. Now by default, go here, the locator node creates a little null right here in the center origin of our overall 3D image here, not our actual camera image, the center of our origin of our 3D world here. And that's what this is right here. So we can go to our transform and we can transform that in our X, Y, and Z location. We can transform the rotation if we need to. And we can change our pivot and we can change the scale. And additionally, we can use target to place it at a specific place. So if I wanted to use target and I want to pick our little cube area, I can kind of pick our cube and that's where our target is. And let's reset some of this stuff. But let's go ahead and move this back in the Y position so we can kind of see what's going on. And what we want to do is we want to get this at the corner of our little block. So I'm going to right click and go to our top view. And let's zoom in here. Just kind of move this over to that front corner. Zoom in a little more. And make sure we're on the front corner as close as we want. There we go. And let's look from the front. And let's move that point to our top. Let's go ahead and zoom in and make sure we're where we want to be. So now if we go to the render mode, we're really not seeing anything. And to make sure our little locator is where it's supposed to be, if we go to our controls and we go down to our normals and our tangents for some reason, if we look down here, we see this little option that says make renderable. So we can click that and now we see our little crosshair in there. So let's move that. And right below that, we have unseen by camera. And when this says make renderable, it'll actually be viewable within our edit node. So you can see it's there. So if for some reason you want to track this, you can track it. You can use it as a tracker marker. but this data is actually already there, so there's really no need to track it. So let's jump back into Fusion, and we can change our thickness of that line so we can see it a little better if we need to. We can change the size up top of how big or small we want that little crosshair to be. We can change our color if we want to. Let me leave that white so it's easier for you all to see. And we can mark it as a matte. We can change our normals, our tangents. We can change the size, but you're really not going to see anything because there's no movement. And we can change our sub ID if we want. And again, our camera settings. So how would you use this? So like I said, we wanted to attach, say, a 2D object here on this little corner. So let's go ahead and bring in a merge node. And let's look at our render node. We're going to bring in an ellipse. And let's go ahead and size that. Make that a little dot. And let's input that into our merge. So now we've got our little dot here. And we want it attached to our little locator here. So all we have to do is on our ellipse, if we right click on the center, we can go down and find our ellipse 1 center and select connect to locator 3D1 position. So now our little 2D ellipse is attached to that corner position. So if we go back to our little node, we can uncheck make renderable. If we look at our media out, we go to our edit page, you can see we've got that little 2D image attached to our 3D image using the Locator 3D node. Now your Locator 3D node also has this green input up top. And what this is meant to do is this is supposed to work kind of like when we input, say, our spotlight into a shape. Let's kind of zoom out a little bit so we can see our scene. And our spotlight, if you remember, if we connect our spotlight directly to our shape, it'll center it on that shape. So let's go ahead and clear our spotlight transform out so it's centered. And let's connect it to our shape. So it's centered to our little cube here and to its origin. Any transforms we do transform around the origin of that shape. And that's what this green locator node, or the green input on the locator node, is supposed to do. So if I input this shape into this, it's supposed to center our locator on our little cube here. But if I do that, one, you can see there's no change at all. And if I reset our transforms on our locator, and let's zoom out, you can see our locator's back in our world origin again. So for some reason lately, this has not been working correctly, but that's how it used to work, is you input something into this green input, which says target, but it doesn't work. And even if we go to our controls here and say use target, all it is doing is it's not changing, it's changing the transform position, and our original one is here, just like it would on a regular target. So just double check your location and origin when you're using this input. So that is the Locator 3D node. I will see you in the next node breakdown.